Rockstar Games is cooking up some spicy new tech that we're going to see in Grand Theft Auto 6, and we'll be talking about what they're actually doing and what impact that will have on us as the game players. What's going on, guys? My name is Ross, or Mr. Boss for the win. We'll be diving into the patent that Rockstar has filed that sort of reveals the information and what a lot of insiders in the community think about this. And let's actually begin there because we heard from Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2, who said this: I could be off the mark here, but all the inventors within this patent, which we'll look at in a little bit, are Rockstar devs. And one of them recently joined Rockstar back in October 2019. The rest are veterans. Two of them are motion capture supervisors. One is credited as the technical director of animation research and development. And the recent developer works as an animator R&D programmer, but has since been promoted to associate lead machine learning R&D programmer. Safe to say this could be utilized in GTA 6. The patent was filed back in November 2020. Since we're talking about animation, research, and development, and the hierarchy of game development, it would make sense that this would happen at early stages, hence the possible reason why the patent was filed early. Motion matching is a popular approach, firstly developed by Ubisoft, making its way into the industry with the goal to achieve next-gen animation, and Naughty Dog used it with The Last of Us 2. This patent doesn't exactly mention that, but it sure sounds the same with how the patent utilizes neural networks and machine learning. Ubisoft and Naughty Dog have their own takes on motion matching. This is possibly Rockstar's take on that as well. So you can see that Rockstar is cooking up some spicy stuff, trying to rival some of the most popular video game developers out there, like Naughty Dog and Ubisoft, who have made some of the biggest titles of all time. Think The Last of Us, think Assassin's Creed, stuff like that. Now let's actually take a look at the patent itself. It's a system and method for virtual character animation using motion capture. You can see it was filed by Take-Two Interactive. You can also see some of the individuals that filed the patent right there. We actually learned about this a little over a month ago as it was modified on May 5th, 2022. And it says a system and method for motion capture to efficiently render in-game objects, including characters, and controlling animation of characters and non-player characters. In some embodiments, the motion capture includes a machine learning model that can take as inputs information about the hand pose of a person from multiple sensors over a period of time and generates a highly probable hand pose prediction from that information, based on what it learns from a previously captured dataset of high-quality sample motion captures. The systems and methods described herein overcome the imprecision conventional optical marker pipelines for the case of finger movement, where the slightest imprecision yields results that are not good enough for production. And you guys can see that it eventually was refiled in 2021, but then its original filing date was November 2nd, 2020. So this has been in the works for a couple of years now. And one of the things a lot of people were pointing out is, oh, wow, since this is happening really recently, does this mean that, okay, Grand Theft Auto 6 is right around the horizon? And while that might be the case, insider Tez Funds 2 wanted to calm everyone down just a little bit with someone saying, trying to panic everyone I see with a winky face. And he said, well, just because the patent was filed on that year doesn't mean it all came together within that year. So it doesn't mean that the game might be done or fixed. Now, remember, it came together 2 years ago, probably 2.5 years ago at this point. So there's a good chance that they are obviously much further along than when we first saw that patent. But still, it doesn't mean that everything came together right then in that moment. And essentially what this is going to mean is Rockstar's using some really cool tech, motion matching. This game is going to look incredible with the use of the neural networks and machine learning. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The language they use in this is definitely a little bit confusing, but if you break it down, it's basically a more efficient, probably even a better way to motion capture hand and finger movements of like a motion capture artist or a voice actor, and then they'll take that and plug it in to machine learning methods to make them look even more realistic when interacting with different things in the game. Like, for example, if Michael picks up a bowl of chips or Trevor, interacts with a coffee cup, they're going to make it look even more human, lifelike, and realistic. And that's actually really funny because that was probably one of the worst parts of the GTA trilogy, the definitive edition. The hands looked like big mittens, but with like fingers in them. It was really, really strange. And you wouldn't think that fingers would be a big part, but if that is all messed up, it'd be the only thing you'd notice, and it would just get really, really hard to overlook something like that. Now, what makes this whole situation even more interesting is the fact that Rockstar actually filed a patent for something like this. So the thing with patents is they protect you, but you essentially have to explain to the entire world what you're doing. And that's why some companies don't even bother to do it with their technology or their ideas, because they have to tell everyone about it. So I would imagine that Rockstar has to be pretty excited by what they have going on here, because they definitely want to protect it, and they definitely want to prevent other companies from using it, which means it would be exclusive to titles like GTA 6, Red Dead Redemption 3, Bully 2, etc. Now, there was more follow-up to all this, with someone saying just because something is patented officially in one date, it doesn't mean it hasn't been in use for much longer. It's just a patent, and many times they're filed a long time after they're written. Also, Rockstar's been hiring for AI and machine learning for quite a while now, most certainly for animation. With Tez Funds 2 saying Rockstar did mention near the end of the Making the Believable Horses of Red Dead Redemption 2 GDC session that machine learning approaches would be explored for the future. So that makes me wonder if it was used within Red Dead Redemption 2. I would certainly believe, especially since the horses were such a big part of the game, and unlike a vehicle like we see in GTA 5, a vehicle's not a living thing. Horses are living. They eat, they poop, they twitch, they move their tail. All that's got to look realistic. When a car's parked, it's going to look exactly as it is. Nothing is going to change. So I can understand that they probably use some of that in Red Dead Redemption 2, and they're definitely going to build upon that in GTA 6. All in all, this really just translates to good news. The GTA 6 is probably going to be one of the best looking and most lifelike games we've ever seen. And that gets me really excited because I thought Red Dead Redemption 2 already completely set the bar super high, and it looks like GTA 6 is going to break that even further. So just some really cool stuff and technology that we get to talk about in this video today. But I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Do the graphics get you excited, or is that something you don't really care about? Your main focus is really more along the lines of the story or the gameplay mechanics. Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.